Hey guys, this is Phil Hornshaw for Gamefront, and I'm here with the first 30 minutes or so of God of War Ascension's single-player campaign. You've probably seen this video floating around the internet. It came from a preview event that happened last week with Sony. I'm going to give you a little bit of color commentary, explain some of the things that you see in the video and some of the new things that are going to go into God of War Ascension. So, without further ado, let's see some cutscenes.
In the time before the Titans, before the gods of Olympus, a great battle was waged. The wrath of the primordials. The very beings who forged the earth. Raged out of control for an eternity. And from this rage, this madness of war, the Furies were brought forth. Neither Titan nor God, mortal nor shade, the Furies were bound to no one. For they were the guardians of honor, the enforcers of punishment, the bane of traitors. When Zeus came to power, he found he had little to fear from the sisters. The Furies sought retribution only for those whom they deemed guilty. The first of these traitors was Aegean the Hecatoncheires. When the brute pledged a blood oath to Zeus, only to later betray the king of the gods, the Furies were quick to take action. The sisters relentlessly hunted Aegean, and upon capturing the creature, tortured him without mercy. For the Furies believed death was too kind for this oath-breaker. Aegean the Hecatoncheires became an example to all. A special symbol for those who might think to break a blood oath with a god. Kratos, the great Spartan general, was finally defeated. Driven mad, tortured and uncertain of his surroundings, the warrior found himself captured like a fly in the web of the Furies.
Never again.
Hello, Kratos.
What's wrong? You seem confused, Kratos. Having trouble remembering our special time together? But then again, we were rudely interrupted by my sister. Alecto was never one for manners. Not to worry. I am quite skilled at teaching respect.
Oh man. Alright, here's control. Now, this first thing is sort of an interesting change to God of War. What we're seeing right now is something of a QuickTime event, but Sony Santa Monica has reworked them slightly in some cases, so that they're a little... they're more of what you're used to. I mean, there's no prompts here, obviously. These are just Kratos doing dodges and then attacking. The idea is that it's supposed to feel a little more natural as to what you're used to, instead of just, you know, wailing on the right button at the right time. You'll still see regular QuickTime events that you're used to from the series, but there's also, I guess, more of these sort of moments that are going to take you out of the gameplay a little less than they might otherwise. And here we go.
I will not be ruined by a mortal. You think you are special because Ares chose you, but you are nothing.
A little exposition, you know, whatever.
You are a worthless mortal.
And here you see, you know, the standard sort of Kratos fighting. Now, that grab that he just did, that one there too, to get that bug, that's what they've been referring to as tethering or weaponizing. You're going to see it a lot. Whenever you can grab an enemy, most of the time you'll be stunning them. You can actually use them against other enemies instead of just, you know, chucking them or wailing on them for a minute. You'll see a lot more of Kratos, you know, slamming an enemy with his chain blades, grabbing them with them, and then swinging them around, hitting other people with them, basically turning him into a weapon. In the case of those bugs, they tend to explode like grenades. It's a lot of what has been seen in the multiplayer demo, the multiplayer beta, if you've been checking that out. A lot of the gameplay in single player feels a lot like what's going on in multiplayer. The two sync up really well. So if you've been playing the beta, you'll understand the changes to Kratos' controls pretty much right away. They've been tweaked a little bit for a system that we'll see a little bit later called World Weapons. And the idea there is that you can pick up more stuff organically in the middle of a fight. So the circle button has been changed into a physical attack, which you just saw him kick that guy across the room. That's the circle button. When you get weapons like swords and spears, you'll be able to use the circle button to access them. Now you see those guys stunned. Same thing is going on in the multiplayer beta. You can actually stun enemies. You'll be stunning even the basis level of enemies like these guys. And when you see them have that little mark above their heads, you can use your grapple ability to either execute them like this, or do the whole weaponized thing when you see the white marker above their heads. So the different options for Kratos are pretty much expanded, and executing guys like you do in multiplayer is going to be really helpful. That was the weaponizing you just saw, where he tethered that guy, chucked him into the other guys, that sort of thing. These brutal kills are really going to be a big part of the way you play, and a good way to get rid of enemies quickly and pull a lot of red orbs off them. Also, they're sweet looking, pretty much always. Ah, see, so here are guys with swords, and Kratos just picked it up. You can kick enemies with the circle button to disarm them, pick up the sword with R1, and now you've got an extra option that you can work into your combos. See, and then so swords are sort of considered to be fast action weapons. You can milk a lot of red orbs out of people with those. There you go, see a little more tethering. You can actually tether a guy and then continue to attack people with your other Blade of Chaos, or you can use them against them by swinging them around with different attacks on on square and triangle. And I think there were 5 different world weapons. We're going to see maybe 3 or 2. I'm sorry, I think it's 2 in the total of this video. But they all work in with combos with Kratos' other attacks. You'll see that prompt a lot. That's your R1 prompt for whenever you want to use the chain blades for grappling, swinging around, whatever in context. Okay, that's it for part 1. I'm Phil Hornshaw with GameFront.com. Check back for part 2 of God of War Ascension's first 30 minutes.